We came here in the 90s along with my husband and my daughter, my oldest daughter. I came from India, and one of our family members did bring us here, but they moved away, so we got stuck here. It was easy to raise children in Wichita, and I gave my children a good education. We were just in our 20s when we came here. We couldn't afford to go back to college, which I do regret that, coming to the U.S. and not going to study here. In spite of that, we were able to educate our children very well, and we worked our way through this. We operate Quickstich Alterations by Juliana. We met a person by the name of Jeff who had a dry cleaners at Central and Rock Road, the same place we are at, and he offered my husband a place at the store to open out a business there. And at that time we got started. It was a very rough start. I knew how to sew back home in India, so I took that skills of mine and I put it to use here. We used to make only about $5 a day. And I do live an American dream right now, which not many people understand how hard it is for an immigrant to come here, work hours and hours every single day to make ends meet. And having a little child, it's much worse. But my big role model in my business is my mother. She came over to me to help me to raise my children while I raise my business. I put in every day anywhere from 12 to 16 hours, every single day, no matter which day of the week it is. We never had vacations. We never took off. But we worked and we made a very successful business. My business has a lot going on. I do everything from bridal to suicidal. I do the suicidal blankets for the inmates at the Sedgwick County. They have this big blanket that wraps around their necks so they cannot strangle themselves or hurt themselves in any ways. So those blankets have like Velcro strips on that, and those are the ones we fix and sew it for them because they're so hard on those blankets. We signed a contract with the correctional facilities of Kansas, and we do all the embroidery for them. But for the Sedgwick County, they come into us, they bring all the suicidal blankets once in a few years, and we do all the suicidal blankets. And coincidentally, that happens only during my busy season of prom and wedding. That's what I came up with that. From bridal to suicidal, I do it all. I do everything in between. We do regular clothing, we do alterations of any type of clothing. We do embroidery for a lot of correctional facilities in the state of Kansas. We do everything. You just name it, I do it. I see at least about 15 to 20 brides a day. Like today itself, I have about 16 brides coming into my store. But it's all our work and word of mouth. And Wichita has supported me quite a bit. Like during the pandemic when everything shut down, I just for the fun of it, I made a face mask not knowing anything. And I just posted it on social media. That went viral. I never knew the next day the whole country is going to come to a close down. And at that point, people came calling me, asking me to make face masks. So when everyone was closed, we were open, making just face masks and hospital gowns. That's how our whole pandemic changed around. And being a seamstress, it's a real good skill to have. I worked every single day, the same amount of hours. We worked every day making face masks, hospital gowns. And I'm proud that I'm happy that I was able to give back to the community. And at that time, most of my customers, my longtime customers, they just bought gift cards to support my business because we were not having any income coming in. But still, we were able to run. I could keep my people coming to work. So we didn't have to lay off anyone. 30 years in business, we have not let anyone go out of our place. Once they come to us, they stay with us. And we never let anyone out. We never laid off anyone. We never let anyone go, even during the hard times. The embroidery is more digitizing. People bring us logos to put on. So those are the things that we do on the embroidery side. My husband does all the embroidery side, and I take care of the alterations. He gets all the orders, the contracts that we get from all different companies, and whatever embroidery goes on. It does depend on the season. During springtime, everyone brings their spring clothes. So I see different parts of people coming, different types of people coming in. Like, my older generation customers, I still have them rolling in. And then the younger people, that the teenagers, the trendsetters, they are different. Their way of dressing is so different from the older generation. So I see both of it coming in and out. People don't realize the amount of hours we put in. That's one thing I don't think. And people, the social media, the internet shows reels that things happen really fast. But in the real world, it doesn't happen. There's a lot of cutting, ripping, bending your back, opening. There's so many little things that go into it. Everybody goes online, like whatever social media the younger people follow. They go online. They want it to be that way. And if it doesn't, they're ready to go. They don't like to come and talk to you if they have a problem with me. They rather go and put it on social media saying that, trying to slander someone's business, which is wrong. There's so many other things that people need to realize. It's just going, if you have a problem, come and tell us. We'll fix it. That's what we do. We fix things. So if anyone has a problem, we fix it. A lot of hard work. A lot of hard work. I give it more. Being an immigrant, I give it more than my 100%. I give it probably 110% every single day. Learn to build a relationship with anyone. That's what I do as a business. I build relationships. The rest just comes in. Biggest success in my business is whatever I'm doing today. I do over 4,000, 5,000 brides a year. That's a big success. And being a sponsor for the Miss Kansas pageant that goes to Miss America, that's a big success for me. Going and doing all the honor guard for the Air Force Base, that's a big success for me. So I have so many successes that I have worked through to get them. It's a dying art. No one does any sewing anymore. No one can even sew a button anymore. It's not a hard job, but you have to take time, have patience to sit and learn certain things that people don't do it. So it's always good to have a needle and thread at home. A stitch in time saves 9, right?